Motorhead Garage, the program that each week introduces you to and shows you how to install the latest in exciting and innovative products for your vehicle. Motorhead Garage is presented by NHOU Protective Coatings. Now here's your host, Dave Dobson.
Welcome to another edition of Motorhead Garage presented by NHOU Protective Coatings. We have a huge name in the house today. Of course, you're into cars, you know the name Lucas Oil. And Lucas Oil is famous, Tom, for additives. That's kind of how you guys made your name. But you're not just about additives. You brought all kinds of stuff with you. What's Lucas Oil up to these days?
So Lucas Oil, over 32 years we've been in the additive business, both on the fuel and the oil side of things. But I wanted to bring out some different products to let the followers be aware that we make not just racing oils and diesel oils, but we have some unique products that are brought here today. One being our Hot Rod and Classic for the many that drive classic vehicles or restored hot rods.
Let's talk about that. It's very specific. In the old days, you just grab any old can of oil and you throw it in the car because the tolerances were different and stuff. Why has oil changed and evolved so much that you need some special oils like that?
Back in the day when I started driving a 67 Mustang back in the 80s, early 80s, dating myself here, we ran like a 30-weight Dawn detergent oil on the engine at first, which would now today be our braking oil. So I brought some of that as well. We've learned and improved our additive packages, and the base oils have changed as well. So if you're going to store a car that you have invested all this money in, why not put a purpose-built product in it for longevity and performance at the same time?
And you started talking about the Hot Rod and Classic oil.
Correct.
Here. So what are the qualities of that make it great for my hot rod?
So there's still a conventional. We have a fantastic mix of conventional base stock, and then we have our own recipe using some of our what we call LOP89, which is Forrest Lucas's baby additive that he created over 32 years ago. We have a higher zinc and phosphorus level for the guys that are running flat tappet camshafts as well. So we want to protect the internals, but we've also added a great additive package of corrosion inhibitors. So if you store the vehicle, it may sit for 6 months, a year sometimes. When you fire that thing up, we don't want you to have a dry start. So there we've put in some Rad Pack that we used in our heavy-duty oil stabilizer that's on the shelf in just about every retail outlet in the world.
So there really is a difference. You didn't just take the same product and put it in a different package.
Correct. We didn't just rebrand a 10W40 or a 2050. We made a purpose-built oil for that category.
And you've got another purpose-built oil here. You mentioned it, the break-in oil. Tell me how I'm going to use that.
So if you're breaking in a new engine, whether it's a junior dragster engine, go-kart engine, diesel engine, LS, doesn't matter, Ford, Chevy, whatever. We developed an oil that would help the ring seat quickly, as well as protecting the rest of the engine, the valve train. They're higher zinc oils, and they'll protect engines with high spring pressures like you would have in like a racing engine. So the idea is you want an engine oil that's going to be the correct viscosity. It's going to allow that engine to break in quickly, seat everything in. You can do your tuning, drain it out, and then go into whatever oil you want from there, whether it's a classic or a race car or just a street car. You can make your choice on the motor oil after you've seated the engine in properly.
And going down the line there's your Sureshift Atf there. Tell me about that.
So our Sureshift Atf, still our #1 seller for our Hot Rod and Classic and our race cars. It's a semi-synthetic ATF that Forrest Lucas developed over 30 years ago. It was our very first ATF, or automatic transmission fluid, that we actually sold. And you could use it in your passenger car, but it was really catered to the NHRA guys or the IHRA guys with power glides and turbo 400s and torque flights, whatever. It's still, to this day, we haven't changed that formula. It stood the time.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. We actually sell this to transmission builders like Hughes Performance.
Well, that's saying something because their reputation rides on what they put in the transmission.
Exactly.
And I see in the gray bottle there at the end, you have a full synthetic?
So on the end, I have an API licensed Dexos Approved Oil, which when you're talking about the Dexos, we knew if we're going to get into the newer car market, especially the General Motors guys, if it's not Dexos approved, they pop that hood, they see it on the cap, they probably won't use it. They'll just say they're going to go to whatever brand that manufacturer states. So we paid the extra money to license it. So it's API licensed and certified approved for the Dexos. And it's available in 0W20, 5W30, 5W20, which are the most common passenger car motor oils right now.
And you guys at Lucas Oil, you're not just about reliability and performance in the car, you're also about looking good now. And you brought some products to take care of my car on the outside as well.
You know, we already had the guys working on their cars. Well, at the end of the day, when you're done working on your car, you clean it. So we introduced the Slick Mist, which is just a fast and easy spray wax. And it's very simple to use. You can wash your car with it without a hose. If your car's not too dirty, you just mist it, wipe it with a microfiber, and leaves a little bit of carnauba and a nice brilliant shine. And then went into Tire Shine, interior detailer, package it all up in a kit. So it's very handy. Grab it off the shelf and you're all set for detailing.
All right, they've got the fluids that are going to keep your car running great. They've also got the stuff that's going to keep it looking great as well. Check them out at lucasoil.com. We will return with more Motorhead Garage presented by NHOU Protective Coating, so do not touch that remote.